Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial. I am Lester John Esithar from Davao de Norte State College, a BSIT second year student. Today, I will discuss about Hamiltonian graphs. So what makes the graph Hamiltonian or not? So let's proceed to my tutorial.
Hamiltonian graphs. In this video we learn what makes the graph Hamiltonian and not. First, take a time to learn some history about Hamiltonian graphs. Hamiltonian graphs are named after Sir William Hamilton, an Irish mathematician year 1805 to 1865, who invented a puzzle called the Icosian game, which he sold for 25 guineas to a game manufacturer in Dublin. The puzzle involved a dodecahedron, on which each of the 20 vertices was labeled by the name of some capital city in the world. The aim of the game was to construct, using the edges of the dodecahedron, a closed walk of all the cities, which traversed each city exactly once, beginning and ending at the same city. In other words, one had essentially to form a Hamiltonian cycle in the graph corresponding to the dodecahedron. Consider the image below shows such a cycle. Dodecahedron and its graph shown with the Hamiltonian cycle. There are something called Hamiltonian path and Hamiltonian cycle. By the way, what is Hamiltonian path and Hamiltonian cycle? Hamiltonian cycle is a cycle that covers every vertex once. Similarly, Hamiltonian path is path that covers every vertex once. A graph is Hamiltonian if there is a path through the graph, which visits each vertex at least once. Look at this particular graph, is a Hamiltonian? Let's confirm that it is indeed a Hamiltonian. What we can do is we just start it at the top, and then come towards the front, and go along the front vertices, then go back and go down and go to the back bottom corner. And we're got a path that started on vertex, and visits every vertex, in the graph exactly once, so this graph is Hamiltonian graph. Now, what about this one, is a Hamiltonian? This graph is not Hamiltonian. In order to prove whether a graph is Hamiltonian or not, we just need to produce this path that goes along the graph and visits every vertex exactly once. But to prove that a graph is not Hamiltonian, we have to say that no such path exists, that no matter how we try to visit each vertex exactly once, we gonna fail somehow. And so, we can make that argument with this graph. If we start in the middle vertex, then we're going to have to visit one of the periphery vertices after that, and so maybe we jump up top, but then we're stuck, because we can't jump back to the middle, because we already visited the middle, and Hamiltonian path are not like to be visited vertices more than once. Alright, so Hamiltonian tour can't start at the middle. Now could it start at the periphery vertices? Just have degree 1, they're only adjacent to the middle vertex, and once we get on the middle, then we're in the same situation, like before. Because our Hamiltonian path will have to visit both of the periphery vertices, but we can't get from one to the other than by going back to the middle, which we can't in Hamiltonian path, because we already visited the middle vertex. So, this graph is not Hamiltonian. However, a non-Hamiltonian graph can have a Hamiltonian path that is Hamiltonian paths cannot always be used to form Hamiltonian cycles. Consider the example. G1 has no Hamiltonian path, and so no Hamiltonian cycle. G2 has the Hamiltonian path V1, V2, V3, V4, but has no Hamiltonian cycle, while G3 has the Hamiltonian cycle V1, V2, V3, V4, V1. And so now we have seen an example of Hamiltonian graph, and one that is not. I hope you learn something from my tutorial. Thank you for watching.
I've been reading books of old.